World of Warships Legends is a free-to-play tactical ship battle game made by wargaming.net. The same people that have brought us games like World of Tanks, World of Warplanes, and World of Final Fantasy, which was a really surprising change in direction for them. I've played World of Tanks before, and for some reason I couldn't really get into it. It just felt really slow to me. So when I saw that World of Warships was coming to the PS4, I wasn't really all that interested. But it was free, I was bored, so I figured I would give it a download. And man, am I glad that I did, because this game is quickly sailing into one of my most played multiplayer games around. So I'm just kind of putting this video together to overview the game for anyone who is thinking of maybe trying it out and maybe wanted to know a little bit about the PS4 version of War of Warships. First thing you may notice about the PS4 release, I guess the console release in general, is that it's missing a few things that are in the PC version. For example, while the PC version has 11 factions, which this game calls countries for some reason, the PS4 version only has 3. The console version is also missing out on the aircraft carrier class of ships. I don't know if maybe the developers don't think that our puny console peasant brains can handle an amount of countries that we can't count on our fingers, but if they made the decision for balancing reasons, either way, it's something to note. So, let's get into it. First things first, let's talk factions. There are 3 countries represented in this game: the USA, Japan, and the British. And each one brings something unique to the table. The American ships often pack more of a punch with their main cannons than the others, and tend to have some thicker armor. I would recommend choosing the Americans if you enjoy getting into the shit and laying down some fire while taking some heat yourself. The Japanese, on the other hand, are more about speed and torpedoes. While they may not be as well armored as their American counterparts, they make up for it with mobility and the ability to fuck up some days with some long-range torpedoes. I would recommend the Japanese if you like to be a speedy little shit, being able to shoot 2,000 torpedoes from halfway across the map. The British are more of a mixed bag, being kind of sneaky, but also being able to dish out some damage. They're also good at having less ships than the other 2 countries, because for whatever reason they only get cruisers up to tier 3. Since I use cruisers, I haven't used the British very much, but they do get some cool names like the Iron Duke, so keep that in mind. Each country has their own commanders that you can assign to their ships. They can be leveled up to offer some passive buffs to your ships. Even if they aren't huge bonuses, any little bit can help. They are also all real people, so you can learn a thing or two about famous naval commanders of history. The next big thing we probably want to talk about is the ships. There are 3 classes of ships, so let's get right into it. First up, we have the boring McNormal ships, affectionately called cruisers by their captains. They're basically your middle-of-the-pack ships, not being as fast or maneuverable as the destroyers, but also not being able to deal the massive fuck-you damage that a battleship can do. Some of them have access to torpedoes, some just have a whole shit ton of cannons. They really do let you play a versatile role, and would be my recommendation for newcomers to the game, and what I've been using during most of my time. Next, we have the Lightning McQueens of World of Warships, the destroyers. These little bastards are fast, you can turn on a dime, and have access to the most destructive torpedoes in the game. They're also sneaky little shits, making them able to sneak up on the opposition and quickly add some new holes to their hull. This speed and sneakiness comes at a cost, however, as they have really low health and can be destroyed in one shot of a battleship's main guns if they're caught in open water. I would recommend destroyers if you want your games to be short, because they'll let you dive into the middle of the other team really quickly, shoot off all your torpedoes, die, then head back to your port and get right into the next game. Last but not least, we have the slow, big dick energy having battleships. These dudes have some big old guns and can completely annihilate smaller ships with a couple well-placed shots. They're also slow as hell, taking forever to reload, and are massive targets, so they take some tactical thinking and intelligent forethought. Because of that required intelligence, I haven't been spending a lot of time with them. I'd recommend a battleship to anyone that wants to watch the rest of their team have fun, while they wait 30 seconds for their turrets to reload, so they can fire a destructive broadside and either completely ruin a man's day, or completely miss and wait for another 30 seconds as you helplessly watch an enemy destroyer close the gap and send an undodgeable baker's dozen of torpedoes directly into your butthole. These ships are all split up into tiers, from 1 to 7, which you earn by leveling up the ship that you're currently using. As your ships level up, you're able to buy a few upgrades for them, and when you max out your current ship, you're then able to buy the next tier up. The first 4 tiers go pretty quick, but once you hit that sweet tier 4, you gotta grind the shit out of some battles to get enough experience to level up. Enter microtransactions, baby! Seeing as this is a free-to-play game, you would expect some level of monetization. These developers gotta eat, you know? This game has them in the form of their exclusive funny money called doubloons. Unlike some other games, they let you buy some magic bullets that shoot mini nukes or some shit. Battleboats focuses on a more pay-to-progress model. It's not very intrusive. It doesn't bother me at all. Actually, I think speeding up your progress kind of hurts you, in a way. Like, yeah, you get the big badass tier 7 ships faster. Then it matchmakes you against all the poor sweaty bastards that have been grinding for 400 battles to earn that shit. They're just going to mess your day up with all their game knowledge. So my advice, go open your free crate every day, and then close that store up and earn that shit shopping vehicle of destruction. Last thing I want to talk about is the actual gameplay. Waterworld is a 9v9 competitive multiplayer game. There's only one game mode, Team Deathmatch. For some reason, they added a bunch of circles all over the map with letters in them. Sometimes there's just a flag or something, but I've never seen anyone actually use those to finish a game, so it must be just some kind of aesthetic choice. The reason no one needs to use these circles is because once you die, you're dead. No respawns in the high seas, matey. Once you send all your opponents to Davy Jones' locker, that's a game over. If you die, you're given the option to return to port or spectate the people on your team that are better than you. If you choose to return to port, you can then hop right into another one of your ships and head off into another game, and all your experience and money from the game you left will still be awarded to you when the game is over. It's kind of the best part about this game to me. Well, the actual battles are super intense and try-hard, since you can just leave and go into a new game in like 30 seconds. It doesn't make you want to punch yourself in the face, quite like a game of Rainbow Six Siege or Smite would do. So, all in all, would I recommend World of Warships Legends? Yes, sir, I definitely would. It's a very satisfying tactical multiplayer game that is accessible, but also have plenty of room to consistently improve. But I mean, this game is free. Let's go download it. I'd even watch this whole video for.